This is the second part. So remember that vein? I pulled the vein that got screwed up off, and I stuck 2 more veins back on just to see how this works as a repair, because I've never done this before. I'm going to put this back on. I'm going to let this sit for a little bit longer. And then slowly slide this down and just see if this makes a difference. We're experimenting here because, like I said, I've used this tool, oh man, several times, 15, 20 times, and I've never had any of these veins come out anything but perfect. But you'll figure the one time you're actually doing a video, that's when you have a malfunction, right? So while we're waiting for that glue, let me show you a couple other quick things. These are the I bought some Carbon Express Knox, and I actually went ahead and bought those cool bobber lights that you'll see everybody always talking about. That you push on them, they light up, right? So these sit right here inside these Knox. Now, let's say if you were just gonna glue this in there and leave that knock like on an on position, so you won't then be able to power it on or off anymore, which, you know, kind of defeats the whole purpose, except for the fact that I left one of these on because I had a weekend. We were hanging out and just camping and stuff, and this knock, exact same setup, I had glued one in to test it out and it stayed stuck in. I couldn't pull the button in and out, so I thought, okay, well, whatever, we'll just shoot it. That was on like Saturday. So Thursday I look and I happen to notice, and it's still glowing. So these little bobber lights I got on, again, Amazon, I think like 10 of them are like 30 bucks. They lasted like several days. So I think you just pull the end. So I haven't figured out how to make my own Luminox yet. I'm working on it, but that's in the interim. If you were just going to go hunting for like 5 days and you just wanted to have all your Nox already glowing, you could do that, and that would actually function. So let us see if there's anything else. Alright, I think it's usually, like I said, this is just a couple minutes at best. This does not take very long. So let's see how I did with having, this was the original one that was already on there. See? So it comes off nice and smooth. Then let's pull this one. Okay, perfect. And then we turn it again to this one. And perfect. So that last one was just a fluke, because fate wanted to show. But anyway, it puts them on perfectly on there, and then you can see the broadheads on the tip. So now what I do is I'll take just a tiny little bit of glue, and I'll put some right here on there, just so that way when it goes through the target, it has kind of an extra little reinforcement. But I have not had these veins ever come off. And I've shot them through cardboard, I've shot them through all kinds of stuff, and these veins with that glue stay on solid. The only way I was able to get those 2 off that I just took off are because they actually were just fresh on there and they hadn't hardened yet. But otherwise, they don't come off. And these blazer veins, I can't speak for anything but good on them. They've been very good to me. And this is my configuration for, basically, I'll take one of those Carbon Express Knox, put that in there, and now I've turned this somewhat crappy Walmart arrow into a pretty solid looking arrow that's lined up with that broadhead. So then what I usually do is I'll Sharpie on this arrow that this is one of the ones ready for a broadhead, and then I'll fire it at the range. We'll see if this is actually, supposedly the helical that this is putting on there makes a lot more spin. It's a right helical, so it'll spin, and then it'll keep the broadhead on there true. And we're supposed to get more accuracy. So we're going to find that out next time I go out in the field. So I will let you know. But I'm getting into this archery stuff. I'll post more as stuff that I learn. But the main thing right now is also, if you're ever in Colorado, I found that these cool OCD broadheads are not allowed, because they have some rule about the surface that's cutting has to be on the same plane. So it can't have any rounded edges, and that has rounded edges. So, this elk hunt, I'm going to be using the Muzzy MX3s, which are these. And I've read forums, reviews, everything. Everybody always talks about these Muzzies being the best. And this is, so you can see the difference comparing the two. This one on the right is an MX3, this one on the left, or I guess to your right, is the MX100. So this is the 100, this is the MX3. So if you turn them here, you can see that one of them is actually a little bit, this one has a deeper cut, or wider cut it rather, and then this one is a little bit longer. So it's supposedly flight is easier with this one than this one. I'm going to test them both out. I've shot one of these muzzies, the 100s, and it flew perfectly, just like a field tip. So I'm running a Bear Cruiser. I'll have to bust that out and show you that later. But that's a Bear Cruiser ready to hunt package, and I have it pulled to 55 pounds. And we'll be running with these this trip. So we're going to find out if I see anything, if these are any good. So I've read nothing but good reviews on them. So now that we got our arrows fletched and we have our broadheads ready to rock, I think we're good to go. Thanks for watching. Hope you guys, if you have any questions, let me know. I'm new to this, so I'm no pro, but I love it and I have a lot of fun doing this. So thanks, guys.